Viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the News First. A look at the headlines. BJP releases manifesto for ADC elections. NPP candidate Fanton J Lakadong files nomination for FKJGP elections. Chief Minister Conrad K Sangma lays foundation stone for Greater Tura Urban Water Supply Scheme. Final electoral rolls distributed for the 2025 MDC elections in West Jaintia Hills. And Uttarakhand implements Uniform Civil Code. And now the news in detail. The BJP has released its manifesto for the upcoming Autonomous District Council elections, pledging financial assistance of 2,000 rupees per month to registered local domestic workers, taxi drivers, widows, single mothers and labourers. The manifesto unveiled by the State President Rickman G. Momin also includes plan to empower traditional heads, introduce a monthly honorarium for Aims, Dolois, Sordars and Rangba Shnongs, and regulate mining practices to ensure financial stability. Additionally, the BJP aims to promote tourism, strengthen traditional healing practices and create a dedicated department within the district councils to boost trade and business for rural youth.
All the candidates of the party for upcoming MDC election, and I extend my best wishes to you. May you come out with flying colors. Every election is important, and this election is also very important for the party, and for that reason, I will like to congratulate the Manifesto Committee under Dr. Bernadette Lindo as the convener, that in a very short span of time, she and her team were able to come up with the manifesto.
Fanton J Lakadong, the NPP candidate from the Tungkra Malki constituency, became the first to file his nomination for the upcoming Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council elections. Accompanied by his wife, Ampreen Lingdo, MLA of East Shillong, Lakadong filed his papers at ISBT Maulai Moyong. Speaking to reporters, Lakadong expressed confidence in the present NPP-led executive committee's achievements, while affirming that the NPP will form the new executive committee after the elections. He also vowed to push for making Khasi a compulsory subject in the primary schools if re-elected.
Kijing pendep habay pesan bakaan le labun pi saya don hang tei saya kibils kiba laklaan kilabun mai kalan habay dei kilaka habay dei ka denage habay dei ba kino bun ba kibel kiba milaya trailang ba state government trailang bat lat ko jela jungi te habay dei ba kaban sawan pat sisya ong ada job swa sabatay dan dei ong ba kai ka mga trang mga kalong ba nakwa ba kentin Khasi jungi bahkan long compulsory no aka primary education kata tadi ka wiswa kamat bat min saya budin biang dalak job marki bun ba ki kam district council bani habit baik.
Chief Minister Conrad K Sangma laid the foundation stone for the Greater Tura Urban Water Supply Scheme at the District Auditorium in Tura today. The event was attended by key dignitaries. In his address, Sangma highlighted the long-anticipated project, recalling it as a dream from 2004 and expressed hope for its completion by 2027. He also outlined future plans for Tura, including the Baljek Umroi flight and Tura IT Park, as well as second phase of beautification and street lighting in Tura.
Given us this responsibility to lead them, to take the state forward, and we want to assure you that when we are able to move forward like this, when we get support from the people, we are more determined to work even harder to ensure that more and more changes can come through. Today I want to congratulate all the beneficiaries of the tourist vehicle, and all the other vehicles you're getting. This is again another example of how inclusive growth is taking place. It is not about just the big contracts we are doing, but every small person, wherever possible, entrepreneurs, youth, farmers, women, we are ensuring that we are there to support you and give you full support from our side. So the people who have got the tourist vehicles, I urge you, please use them in a constructive manner.
The final electoral rolls for the 16 district council constituencies in West Jaintia Hills were distributed today to political party representatives in Jawai in the presence of Additional Deputy Commissioner Election D.V. Lingdo. The 16 constituencies include areas like Amvi, Kle Tirshi, Mukla Umulong and Jawai North and South. Lingdo reminded political parties that February 3rd is the last day for filing nominations and voting will take place on February 21st with counting scheduled for February 24th. Representatives were also briefed on the model code of conduct which will guide the election process.
Model code of conduct for the guidance of political parties and candidates during the election to the District Council 2025. Tingi don ni ni kot ki bangin akan kre nanta tingin IGP shishi kopi kenang bani ban guide mo ya ka political parties joki but kum jo ki candidates ki ban ye khun kan ki election ka ban wan no te hangni ki la download ki kendon ki do's and don'ts ki ba fide ban le ba ki ba fim de ban le no ki la download ki do's and don'ts no bha ban pek bini ay kani ban puli bha nang bapinyo ban guides ya la ki jong ki candidates.
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami defended the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code UCC, describing it as a constitutional measure to promote equality and women empowerment. He emphasized that the UCC would help eliminate practices like halala, polygamy, child marriage and triple talaq. Dhami also clarified that the code would not affect scheduled tribes mentioned under Article 342 of the Constitution, ensuring their rights are protected, and reiterated that the UCC is not directed against any religion or community. It is important to note that Uttarakhand is the second state after Goa to implement the UCC.
इसी क्षण से आज उत्तराखंड में इसी क्षण से समान नागरिक संहिता पूर्ण रूप से लागू हो गई है और इसी क्षण से उत्तराखंड राज्य के समस्त नागरिकों के संवैधानिक और नागरिक अधिकार एक समान हो गए हैं और इसी क्षण से सभी धर्म की महिलाओं को समान अधिकार प्राप्त हो गए हैं। जो हम बार बार कहते थे कि देश की आधी आबादी का एक पूरा कानून है, तो ये पूरा कानून देवभूमि उत्तराखंड में लागू हो गया है।
The Federation of Khasi, Jaintia and Garo People, FKJGP, Nongpo Circle, met the District School Education Officer, DSEO of Ribhoi, to address concerns regarding schools refusing to issue transfer certificates which are vital for students seeking admission to other institutions. Led by FKJGP Nongpo Circle General Secretary Precious Kimdet, the delegation submitted a formal letter to DSEO Ruby Z. Das, urging immediate action. In response, DSEO Das assured the FKJGP that a notification will be issued to all schools in the district, mandating compliance with regulations to facilitate student transfer.
Tin kajing ujuar ke babun na kaliang yang kini kikpa bat ki bahing masam yang kena school halor kajing kidon ki school kadu kat ne ki school ki bak ITC yang kena school ane ukta kim ai atau open number te teng kajing bom yo TC jong ki kena kapen sem sitom ya ki kena school bakin ne ki school nama ki school kam ga TC ki namla kim yo admission ma te ya de kan ba kajing kundu jungi bat imadam ila ai kata assurance ba in sim kia halor kan ka benta ba i na jong i in pha ga notification sa ki school baki day ban ay kata ka transfer certificate.
The Hinuthrep Youth Council (AHYC) met with Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong to address delays in key developmental projects in West Khasi Hills. Concerns were raised over the non-functional Nongstoin Maternity and Child Health Hospital, the unfinished district jail at Porjalem and the Stall Polytechnic Institute at Mauro Siar. The AHYC emphasized the urgent need to operationalize these projects to improve healthcare, address traffic issues and enhance educational opportunities for local youth. Tinsong assured the delegation that the matters would be taken up with the government for prompt resolution.
Borok langut ki emri jengi West Kasil District menteri Bagabriel bamito kumjuru bamumin kena makan no kejikerku nanta ke West Kasil kan rah sya ya ke jeng mentoi nomor gi ke West Kasil menta kala kenjo so momer kala jan kenjo so momer ko sab kena isnam lagi development i kamduna jo ke district nget bagi sarkar kan ya the kum bangi mlak len i sarkar menta gi ke the development kumta i kermen skam apo jo West Kasil District jo milu kan ya the development tak ada tanya.
A major fire broke out in Chalupara, destroying one shop and a house. 3 fire tenders were immediately dispatched to douse the flames, while police personnel secured the area. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined, but fortunately no casualties have been reported. It is worth noting that fire incidents during the dry season are common in Meghalaya. Israeli forces killed 11 people and injured 83, including Lebanese soldiers, after Lebanese civilians attempted to return to their villages in Burj al-Muluk, defying Israeli orders. This comes after the ceasefire deal, which had offered hope of an end to the violent conflict between Israel, Hezbollah and other militant groups. Despite the deadline passing today, Israeli forces remained in southern Lebanon, undermining the ceasefire and escalating tensions. And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 46%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature recorded was 6.7 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature 17 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 74%. Meanwhile, in Juai, the minimum temperature was 9 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature recorded was 18 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity being 55%. And the forecast in Tura and Juai say that dry weather is likely in most places, whereas for Shillong, light to moderate rain and shallow to moderate fog is likely at isolated places. And before we conclude, a look at the headlines once again. BJP releases manifesto for ADC elections. NPP candidate Fanton J Lakadong files nominations for KHDC elections. Chief Minister Conrad K Sangma lays foundation stone for Greater Tura Urban Water Supply Scheme. Final electoral rolls distributed for the 2025 MDC elections in West Jaintia Hills. And Uttarakhand implements Uniform Civil Code. And that's a wrap of today's edition of the news. Thank you very much for joining us. And from all of us here, it's wishing you good night.